Alright, so I'm making this video for a friend real quick. I'm going to show you how to deinterlace video from these late 2000s, early 2010 CCD camcorders. It's very simple. All you need is virtual dub and this tutorial to follow along with. So you first need to download Virtual Dub 2. I'll put a link in the description on where to get it, and you need to extract the folder that you downloaded to your computer. You want to click on here, Virtual Dub 64. Just click on that and you should get this sort of like blank screen right here. You want to extract your footage that you've recorded from your camcorder and get it on your desktop or a file or something. So I'm going to take this one, MOV10, I'm just going to drag and drop it right into there. And you'll see these two displays come up. This display right here, this is your original file. It will not change no matter what you do. You want to be paying attention to this one right here. This is the one that's going to have all the filters on it, your second screen. So let me just show you what interlacing looks like. Let me just speed it up to right about here. So I'm going to zoom in right here, and you'll see that this car is going by, right? This is one frame, but it consists of two fields. So on like a CRT2 monitor or your camcorder's screen, it will flip between these two fields very, very quickly, and will basically give you 60 fields per second of movement. But on these progressive scan monitors and on sites like YouTube, they don't really do this. So you'll have these sort of like combing effects because it's showing both fields simultaneously, which is what we don't want. Now on most videos, and if you upload the video directly to YouTube, what it's going to do, it's going to deinterlace it, but it's going to be doing that by throwing away one of the fields, which means you're losing about half of your footage pretty much. We can actually preserve that super smooth movement and convert it to a 60 frames per second video as opposed to this 60 fields per second video. So I'll show you how to do that now. So you want to go to video. You want to click on filters right here. You want to go to add. Then you want to come down here to deinterlace. Press OK. This stuff right here you ain't got to worry about. Kind of just depends on, you know, your specifics. But right up here, this is the default. Just leave it on that. Here, however, what you want to do is you want to click on this one right here. Double frame rate, top field first. Click on that, press OK again, and now we're going to check over here. You'll see this is our original one. It's all, you know, nice and comby looking. But if you come over here, you'll see that it looks like a complete frame. So if you click down here on these little two buttons right here, you can sort of like advance between the frames and whatnot. So you can see here on the original file, I have to click twice. 1, 2, and it updates. And then 1, 2 updates again. Now if I come over here onto our output file, what it's going to look like with the filter on, every time I click, there's now another frame. So that's how we know we got it correct. So it's now being converted into 60 frames per second, as opposed to 60 fields per second. So if for whatever reason, every time you click, it looks like it goes backwards and then forwards again, you may have to switch to double frame rate bottom field first. And that would be for like Mini DV footage or the likes. So it's not quite done yet, since if we were to upload this to YouTube in this resolution, unfortunately anything below HD footage will not will not give you the 60 frames per second on YouTube. It's only going to give you 30 frames per second. So you want to come over here to video. You want to come down over here to filters. You want to go to add. And we're going to do a couple things first. You want to come down here to crop. You want to go to OK. And we're going to take away 8 fields from the 8 rows from the left and from the right. And as you can see here, it should say 704 by 480. You click OK. So now we have it in proper 4:3. You want to come over here to add. Then you want to come down here to where is it? It's going to take me a moment, I'm sorry. Resize, click OK. Now, if we were making this for like Google Drive, we wouldn't need to add this resize thing if it's in 4:3. But since it's in widescreen, and since we're going to be uploading it to YouTube, we do have to resize it. So it preserves the aspect ratio and allows us to, you know, get that 60 frames per second and all on YouTube. So you want to go to disable that aspect ratio. You want to switch your pixels to absolute right here. And depending on your, if it's in 4:3, what you want to do is 1440 by 1080. But since this is in 16:9, we want to do 1920. Oh, maybe I should point it right here. 1920 by 1080. And then you come down here, click OK. And then you click OK again. And now this second video over here is going to blow up in size, as you can see. It looks all stretched out right now. So, important thing you gotta do. Important thing. Right click over here on your video. Then you want to come down here and adjust it to right here, 16:9. Click that. If we were doing this in 4:3 aspect ratio, we would want to come down here and click on the 4:3 right here. But since this is widescreen, we want 16:9. So now this has been converted successfully into a 1920 by 1080 upscaled, of course, 60 frames per second video, ready to be uploaded to YouTube in all its glory. So now again, if you're doing it for Google Drive, you don't have to make it 1920 by 1080 to get the 60 frames per second. You can keep it at a lower resolution. Just real quick, just because maybe I should show this. If you don't plan on uploading this to YouTube and it's in widescreen, you don't have to do 1920 by 1080. You can actually make it 854 by 480. Oh, whoops, 480. Press OK, OK, and then you just again hit that 16:9. Let me just blow that back up, and then you can upload this to Google Drive at a much smaller file size, which is what I'm gonna do. But again, if you're uploading it to YouTube, make it 1920 by 1080, or else YouTube won't give you that 60 frames per second, and all this will be pointless. So now you want to go to File. You want to go to Save Video. Click on that, and you want to come down here to Video. Go to Change, because if we do this as uncompressed, it's going to make our file size a chunker, and we don't want that. So you want to go to Change, and you want to come over here. You want to hit right here, 264 8-bit, right here. Click on that one. Not 10-bit. You want to use 8-bit. You can configure it to get it the way you want, but I usually leave these at default because it works pretty well at default. Just make sure that this sample aspect ratio is set to 1, or else you're going to have a bad time. You want to hit OK, then you want to hit OK again. So now it's going to be compressing right here into MPEG 4. For your save type, You can save it with whichever one you want right here. I tend to go with MOV because for whatever reason MP4 for me does not work, but MOV does. And MOV saved with an MP4 encoding is basically the same as if I were to save it as just a straight MP4. So, but you can also save it as an AVI or a NUT file. I don't know what. Okay, I don't know what a NUT file is, but I suppose if you're a squirrel, you can save it as that. But I'm going to save it as an MOV, and then you just find where you want to save it. I'll save the desktop and call it tutorial. Oh, all right, and then you just hit right here, hit save. It's going to go through this. Now, since I saved this in the smaller 852 or 854 by 480 resolution, it deinterlaced really quickly. If you were to do this in 1920 by 1080, it will take a little bit longer to deinterlace and will give you a warning message at the end. Don't worry about that warning message, it means nothing. So, now that I went through all that, let me see here. I got it saved somewhere. There it is, tutorial. And it's probably going to be hard to see on the camcorder. It's probably going to take forever for it to load, but now when we play this file, if it would finish loading, there we go. It is now at a full 60 frames per second with no ugly combing. Now, I know that seems like a lot, so if you want to save yourself time, I'm going to jump in here and redo this. Let's see here. Let me just redo this real quick. Deinterlace. And I'm going to crop 8 by 8. And then add. Let's see here. Where is it? Come on. I know you're somewhere in here. Resize. I'm blind. There it is. Absolute. Disabled. 854. Okay. Okay. And set that to 16 by 9. So, if you don't want to have to go through that every single time, you can come over here to File, Save Project, and then, as you can see, I've already done this 100 times before, but I'll save it to the desktop, and I'll save this as, I don't know, I'm just going to save it as like that string of A's for right now. Press save. I'm going to close out Virtual Dub. Alright? I'm going to open it back up. I'm going to go to Load Project. And then now I have this file. Click on that. Now, if I were to drag and drop now another file over this file, you can see over here it's all nasty looking, but over here it's not. Let me just adjust this because you're going to have to do this every time though. You will have to adjust it to the correct aspect ratio. Oh wait, whoops. I forgot. This one's actually in 4:3. Whoops. But yeah, so you can see right here versus this one, it's already done for you. All you have to do is adjust the the aspect ratio when you first start it. And as you can see, I had to readjust this 4:3, but you pretty much have a preset now that you can drag and drop your videos onto and then just deinterlace them on the fly. So yeah. Anyways, hope this video helped out. Thank you for watching. I apologize if this took too long. Alright, see ya.